Hello, welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts, and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Buddy's Pony Express, released in 1935, it's the 101st in the series, and it's directed by Ben Hardaway. As you can probably tell by looking at the footage on the screen, there's no official release for this short. This would have been from some VHS tape from Nickelodeon or something along those lines. This one's one of those really safe ones though, in terms of Buddy, which is very surprising given that Ben Hardaway directed this one, but anyway. So hopefully it'll get restored because this one actually isn't too bad, as far as Buddy shorts go at least. So in case you haven't seen this one, it's under copyright so I can't show you the full thing here on YouTube, otherwise it'll just get taken down, but there's not much to it. We're in a town and we find out that there is going to be a horse race to determine a new racer for the upcoming Pony Express. So we then see a horse race and that's pretty much it, so not much to this one. So let's take a look at this short because yeah, this one is actually quite watchable and it's actually competent somewhat in terms of the Buddy shorts, because as soon as you open up you see this really wild opening with this gun battle in this western town. Sure, if Tex Avery did this, it would have been a better result. Yes, let's not kid ourselves, but given the shorts that came around this is a definite improvement because it's all wild and everyone's getting shot in weird and wonderful ways, and we even hear In the Stirrups, which is going to be a Looney Tunes staple whenever we see some sort of a horse race or really fast horse galloping and that sort of thing, which is appropriate given that this one has a lot to do with a horse race which comes later on. Although the first shot, the scale seems to be out of whack, don't you think? Looks like the people are too big compared to the buildings. But hey, the Undertaker seems pretty happy here. He probably gets a lot of clients. Yes, I know, Chuck Jones did it better later on in Drip-Long Daffy. When it comes to the Undertakers, you do have to wonder why the power poles are going down during this shootout. This one, yeah, it's also got its weird moments, but at least there's some energy in this one compared to some of the Buddy ones that came before this one. And then we see a gag where the guy's big gun effectively sucks on the little guy's gun. Sounds kind of weird in saying it out loud just now, I realise, but anyway, that's what happens here. So the big guy thinks he's won, but the little guy creates such a force that the big guy creates a hole. And then who are these guys that are just burying them? That seems like a really weird gag, so I don't know. I wonder if it's something that Clampett had a hand in, because he seems to be the one that tries to break through in terms of the wackiness, even in the freeze-feeling Merry Melodies that he worked on as well. But never mind all that crazy stuff because we see Buddy, right? Nah, he's actually not bad in this one. He's still not a great character, but anyway, well, we're still stuck with him for at least a few more shorts. So we see that he's playing the piano and his piano stool dances for some reason, and what's with that demented-looking moose on the top? Compared to when I looked at this short last time, we can actually see a few more details, even though this is clearly not a restored print or anything, but what is up with that moose? It's so bizarre, but anyway. So we hear Billy Bletcher asking for a whiskey, because, you know, the character's unnamed, of course, and it's voiced by Billy Bletcher, and he ends up reacting in a silly way. Again, yes, Chuck Jones will do it a lot better in Drip-Long Daffy with the coloured drinks from Daffy Duck's singing Mary Had a Little Lamb and all that stuff, but it's fine, though it does take a little bit too long, and again, I've never felt that Hardaway was that great at timing. I think his timing is always a little bit off with some of these gags, but for what it is, it's fine. And we see Cookie in, yet again, another slightly altered design. So I don't get it, but anyway. In case you're wondering, she's singing Oklahoma Joe, and the rendition here is pretty nice. It's a nice little song, why not? It definitely sets up the mood here. And naturally, the piano stool, which is clearly alive, likes to hit Buddy's butt in time to the song, because why not? At this point, anything can happen in the Buddy short, and Buddy not long after even plays the piano with his shoes. I mean, he's that good, I guess, but anyway, whatever. And then we see Prototype Yosemite Sam, because clearly Yosemite Sam's origins come from this particular cut. I'm kidding, it's not true. Please do not spread false rumors. I just thought it was weird. So you got this guy asking for a cannon because Cookie mentions cannon in the lyrics, but cannon is old-time slang for drunk, so that makes sense, right? But anyway. So, it's not a Buddy short without a truly bizarre, unexplained bit. So, we had that prototype Yosemite Sam come in. You hear the piano playing still, which we know Buddy was playing it, but no, this prototype Yosemite Sam was actually Buddy, who appeared to have his head blown off and surprised everyone. Okay. Honestly, I thought it was hilarious because of just how bizarre and stupid it actually was. But anyway, whatever. And we see some responsible gun ownership by someone putting up a poster using their bullets, because we all know that's how you're supposed to put up a poster anyway. So, we see that there's a contest to be a Pony Express rider, and just to put this into context, what is a Pony Express? And what fascinated me about this is that it was an express mail operation. So the idea was to get mail from destination to destination relatively quick compared to the usual horse and carriage method, which would have taken potentially weeks, right? But in this case, it was someone on a horse and just riding really fast through treacherous terrain to get the destination sooner, and lasted only about 18 months. And it was between Missouri and California at the time. It ended up being a financial failure, and it ended up being replaced with a much more efficient and better telegraph service, which helped prop things up in the West, and massive growth resulted because messages got back and forth a lot more quicker. And then eventually you had the trains, and the trains run a lot better when you have the telegraph saying, hey, your train's held up at this spot, so don't proceed on this part, and so on and so forth. There was also a silent 1925 movie called The Pony Express, so this short may very well have taken its cues from that film as well. I haven't seen it. I'm assuming it's in the public domain given the year. Maybe I'll check it out, but if you have checked it out, let me know in the comments below. But somehow Buddy has the fastest horse in the country, because that's what the writer wants in this short, right? And naturally the villain, we'll call him Not Pete, he listens on and he has this clever idea. But honestly, just because Buddy's a horse rider doesn't necessarily mean he can ride fast. I could have the fastest car around, I could have this beautiful Porsche, Ferrari, whatever, but that doesn't mean I can race it really fast in treacherous terrain or anything with great efficiency. So, whatever, I'm overthinking it, but I just think it's kind of weird. But anyway, so the villain has this wonderful idea and somehow knows at this glue factory that there was an old nag just there that happens to look exactly like Buddy's horse, just more, I guess, decrepit, right? It even has a vulture on it that he shoos away, which I thought was pretty funny, but anyway. So I guess it's one way to make a horse look healthy, just add a balloon inside. Hey, that works. Why not? Why not? And the gag takes a bit too long, setting up that balloon as well. Again, Hardaway was just never that good with timing. If Bruce Freeling directed this one, you can bet that the timing would have been way better, because he's the only other competent director here at this point in time. Heck, even Jack King was a little bit better too, I would argue. But I gotta say that I like the whole thing about how Not Pete paints the eyes on the horse, which, I don't know, look, the whole scene does take a little bit long, but yeah, it's funny enough, it's fine. Then we see Buddy being extra dramatic, jumping out of his window to get onto the horse. Why doesn't he walk down like a normal person? Well, he ain't a normal person. He's Buddy. He's got to do it the dramatic way. And I love when the race starts, we see this sheriff's horse and just how indifferent it looks here, especially after the sheriff is just launched into the air like he is. I love that expression on the horse. I don't know. I would have gathered someone like Clamper would have drawn that. I don't know, but that's speculation. Now, this race makes absolutely no sense. What do you expect? The whole idea is to see how fast you are riding a horse, right? So you can get from one destination to another relatively quickly. That's the whole point of the Pony Express. So why is a person on crutches racing without a horse? Why? We even see the first appearance of the Hardaway hare, which of course leads to Bug Bunny. I'm kidding, of course. It's just a generic bunny. Relax, okay? There's no prototype Yosemite Sam, and there's no prototype Bugs Bunny here, okay? It's just generic, okay? But why is there a dog in this race? I don't know. It's ridiculous. And why are we focusing on all these other characters so much in the race? It's funny, but this shows that Buddy really isn't a funny character to focus on, I suppose. But anyway, whatever. But Buddy has got the decrepit horse now, and somehow it's actually doing decently. That is kind of weird, isn't it? But oh well, we'll just go along with it. And we see that Not Pete is using Buddy as a lasso, but presumably choking Buddy to death, while his legs are so strong that he's still holding on to his decrepit horse. Never thought I'd say that sentence, but here we are. The horse then lands on his neck, killing it instantly. I kid, of course. But I do like how the backgrounds look, with that 3D effect going along. At least it's somewhat cinematic. Yeah, it's fine. At least this cartoon looks good, and I would actually want to see this restored. This one would be a good candidate, as I said, for an upcoming perhaps collector's choice or whatever. Because I know everyone's clamoring to have Buddy shorts on those sets, right? And now we're on the mountain, and again, we get a nice 3D type effect. The gag isn't particularly funny, but again, interesting that the decrepit horse is doing really well. So, I guess if you ever have a rundown horse, just inflate a balloon inside and it'll be as good as new again. Hey, I mean, cartoons teach us all sorts of things. So, here's another good advice if you own horses or something. And we see a scene where Not Pete is tormenting Buddy, but why not just let Buddy fall to his death and he would win? Whatever. Then we wouldn't have a cartoon. But Not Pete would have probably done us all a favor if he did let Buddy fall to his death. Then I wouldn't have to review these Buddy shorts anymore. But anyway, whatever. The whole thing backfires. Not Pete is trying to grab onto the grass that's like a rug, and the four fall into this lake, pool, whatever you want to call it, and we are going to see a lot of physics defying. Fair enough, it's a cartoon, of course. They all get out, and now it's a storm, and this whole lightning bolt helps things along. They all go into a mine shaft, where somehow the lightning still follows him. Again, fine, whatever. And we even see Buddy's skeleton in one frame too, which I thought looked pretty cool, but anyway. So the lightning bolt ends up helping Buddy win the race, somehow going under the ropes. So I guess the gods want Buddy to end up being a Pony Express rider, and Buddy and Cookie end up kissing the horse. But which horse is it? We will never know. Alright, so this short is definitely one of the better Buddy shorts, and one of the better ones that Ben Hardaway directs. Is it great? No. Is it a masterpiece? Oh, heck no. But is it a decent watch? Yes. This one has at least some funny moments, especially in the beginning where we see little hints of what the Looney Tunes that will end up coming, because when Tex Avery arrived at the scene, he was a guiding force to make things better and better as a director. But you can see in the lead up to that the crew were hungry to do that sort of thing anyway. So it was a nice little perfect storm of the right director, Tex Avery, and a crew that was hungering to make this sort of weird and wacky sort of stuff. Just that Ben Hardaway was just not a particularly strong director. This one gets 6.5 out of 10. It's bizarre. It is funny in a lot of parts, but it's a Buddy short. Hopefully this one will get restored, because I think it should be restored just like every other cartoon. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.